guessing the movie for the wins, how the devil is everyone. Let's spend an hour having fun. Bless you all for joining me, watching my work create debris, clean it all up. I surely could, with my wife nearby, I probably should. The world overweight is streaming live, models and projects coming alive. have to. The little world of Wayne is streaming live. Models and projects coming alive. A car crash maybe with a mug of cranking. Stand by for laughs and let's get frantic. Let's get frantic. I've got two dachshunds who love to bark and a resin cube around a shark. Hello, Christian from Grantham. I hope you love my new anthem. The world of Wayne is streaming live. Models and projects coming alive. A car crash maybe with a mug of Kraken. Stand by for laughs and let's get frantic. Let's get frantic. Let's get frantic. Let's get frantic. Let's get frantic.
I didn't have my microphone set up. My microphone is now set up. Oh my god! There we go. See, look, Meet the Feebles. So we're on the level now. So if you haven't seen Bad Taste, where's the camera? You haven't seen Bad Taste. That's one of the best films ever. I was going to say Meet the Feebles. I think was it Meet the Feebles first, and then Bad Taste. I think Bad Taste was Peter Jackson's first film. Then I think it was Meet the Feebles, and then Dead Alive in America. Or it's called Brain Dead everywhere else in the world, about the Sumatran rat monkey which turns everyone into a zombie. And if you've watched the Peter Jackson King Kong, there's a Sumatran rat monkey in a cage in the ship that goes over to Kong Island. I love some Easter eggs like that. You got to watch that film. It's really over the top gore, but it does make me laugh. And seeing some of the films that I've been watching lately, uh, mainly because Lou keeps putting me onto them. I've now seen Battle Beyond the Stars. That was a great film. I enjoyed that. And I downloaded a film. I wanted to get Striking Back. I think I mentioned it last time with James Spader and Laurie Locking. But it was called The New Kids in America. So I downloaded that. I was watching that this morning. Great film. But how the devil is everyone? We're having a bit of. I've been on the ale tonight, as you can see, on the ale. Mrs. Rhoda Wayne hasn't been well, so it's been a tough week this week because she can't really move very much. She's got sciatic pain. She's had a week off school now, and now she's been signed off for another week. It's got so bad that she's on. God knows what drugs she's got to take before she goes to bed, but she's on tramadol as well. So she's out with her fairies at the moment. And then to add insult to injury, I mean, taking care of Mrs. Rhoda Wayne's not a insult. This is why I got married. It's what I do. But my dad's had an accident as well, and he's smashed his face completely in. He's not with it at all at the moment, so it seems to all come along at the same time. So it's been a bit of a trying week this week. So putting fires out, I'm guessing. Please run a cable from the attic PC to the router. Why are we buffering? Are we scoot? Let me have a look. We've only dropped 1,586 frames. That's not many. That's not many at all. If I was dropping loads more, then perhaps. But I could turn the bit rate down, I suppose. It's because I've been playing Warcraft and it's probably updating things on Warcraft. Let me quit some of the stuff out here. My trade skill master add-ons and stuff like that. I've been getting everything ready for the new release, Midnight, World of Warcraft Midnight. Okay, first thing, I forgot to mention last week, and I'm going to mention it now because I'm always forgetting things, and that is, let me find it here. The winner of the Agora Models Diorama competition was from a guy called Chris Christoph. And this was his winning entry. I'm going to show you this here. Basically, he did the Optimus Prime, all overgrown. It's all powered on and working and stuff like that, but with blinking lights, all painted. And I've got some of the pictures here that Agora Models posted it up on the site here. Now, it is on a... You know how big Optimus Prime is? It's on a really big base as well. But it is absolutely awesome model. Now, that's just some of the details there. What I forgot to say was that Christoph's actually looking to sell it. He hasn't got room in his house for it. And he wanted me to ask if anyone might be interested in that model. If you are interested in that model, if you can message me at Wayne at worldofwayne.co.uk. As a matter of fact, if you click on that QR code in the middle, my email's linked on that as well. And just tell me you're interested. And what I'll do is I'll put you in touch with Chris, and you can arrange everything. So that's the full diorama with the Optimus Prime. But yeah, his missus looked at me as if to say, "We haven't got room for that." And I thought, I know that feeling. I know that feeling because I've tried to get an Enterprise D above the TV and it's just not happening. But there you go. But yeah, he is looking to sell that. Talking about the Enterprise D, I did an Enterprise D today, which I had great joy in doing those costume changes with the original series uniform and then the Picard uniform. So I'm glad to be back on that again. But today, I spent most of the day finishing the 1966 Batmobile, and you've probably seen on social media just some of the stills. It worked perfectly, and I did watch Will's Workshop video of it, and I saw that he said it's probably one of the hardest cars to put together, as in getting the top onto the bottom. Yeah, it's been going on forever, Alex Builds. You're going to see it in tomorrow's video. I didn't have an issue whatsoever. It kind of slipped into place. So I was really happy with that. But yeah, everything works. I'm happy. Everyone's happy. And it's sitting on my shelf now. As a matter of fact, it's constantly powered on now because I've got the power mod in it. So it's looking really good. And just as I put it together, I know Mike Lane's talking about doing a Bat Dash, or the Bat Dash is going to be coming out soon. So we'll have to see how it goes. Ah. I will try and pick up chat. Now, is there anything else? There's one other thing. When I went to Telford, this is just a story. So you know me, I like to regale you with stories. When I was 5, 6, I came back from Australia. Everything got shipped back. So it took like 6 weeks to stuff come from Australia to England. And in that shipment, I had some records that I was, you know, that my mum bought me back in Australia. Actually, they're from America, but they bought me in Australia, packed up, came to this country, and I used to play them as a kid. Now, these aren't your normal records. These are like, you know, educational records. Well, anyway, I don't know what happened to them. They got trashed or whatever, you know, these things go. But I've had these songs in my mind for ages. And these are the songs from these nursery rhyme records. And I've been telling Mrs. Wayne about this for ages. Sometimes I just randomly start singing these nursery rhyme. This is the sort of person I am. I'll start randomly singing these nursery rhyme songs. So, you know, it's just one of these things you picked up going along. Now, if you didn't know, when I was at Telford, I actually stayed with my auntie in Wolverhampton, and we were just catching up on some things. And she says, "Do you know something? Your mum gave me some play school records, or some, like, you know, kids records for my grandchildren, and now they've grown up. Do you want them back?" And I'm like, "What?" So it's like, "What the hell?" They were never got rid of. I've still got them now. They've seen better days. But you got to check these out. They've got my writing on it from when I wrote my name. But this is Cinderella. Look, Wayne. Oh my God, this was a blast from the past. Now, I've played all of these and they work. 45 RPM. Look, Humpty Dumpty. Can you imagine one of your toys from when you were like 4, 5 years old that you kind of vividly remember suddenly getting it back again? The gingerbread man. There's my name again. And this is one of my favourite ones, and you can tell this because look at the state of the record. The state of the record, look. Look at it, almost scribble on it. I can't believe it. But the record plays absolutely fine as well. It's a testament to vinyl, I'm telling you. Vinyl is very, very, very resilient. There's no scratches, there's no pings or anything on it. And you just saw the case of that. So that was quite nice to actually, you know, go back to my youth and find one of these 45 RPM records and play it. Although I don't think my Technics record player was designed for "Here we're going to the ZOO." And a lot of them, they're all singing like Alvin and the Chipmunks as well, which is quite fun as well. But, you know, back when I was a kid, I thought that was fascinating. All fun. All fun. Okay. Tonight, I don't know if this is going to work tonight. Let's have a look. Light off. I don't know what it's going to do. I can only test it when it's live stream. But it's still not sending the signal. I don't understand why that is. Back to the drawing board. So now I've changed it so it tells me who's turning the light off. But yeah, if I click on that link, it goes off. There you go. So, and then I might as well like, put it on again. Not again, yeah, again. I'm still playing with it. You can't test it while the thing is, look, it's supposed to trigger it automatically, but it's not doing that. You're having to click it for it to come on. But I don't know. I don't know. It's gone off anyway. No, we're not doing the light thing anyway. But I just wanted to see if it works or not, and obviously it doesn't. Someone's managed to turn it on and off. But there you go. But back to the drawing board, I guess. I mean, I'm getting AI to help me here, and AI just hasn't got a clue, obviously, because I don't know what's going on with it. So, it's going to be blinking on and off all night now, I guess. Okay, I'm going to try and catch up with chat. By the way, I'm on the ale tonight. I don't think there's anything else I need to talk about apart from, um, Ian. Ian was talking about International Parkwork Pizza tonight. Ian, I hope you don't mind the amount of times that you superimpose my face on things. I've done this for you. Look. In that picture there, look, that's me, Ian, Ed, and Ian's son Rob, Ed Hughes there. But Ian's holding the pizza, ready to deliver to someone. Sorry, Ian. And the other thing is, the My Airwolf site's up and running at the moment. There is a poll on that site asking what scale you'd like to see Airwolf in. At the moment, I'm telling you, 118's running away from it, but go over to the myairwolf.com site and do your thing. The thing I'm more interested in is what era do you base Airwolf on? Because if you watch season one, it's more like a helicopter inside with loads of dials and stuff like that, levers. But when Caitlin comes in season 2 and 3, there's more TV kind of screens than that, which you could probably do some more computerized things, a bit like the Bat Dash and stuff like that, or the Knight Rider Dash. So I'm wondering, do we go for more helicoptery or more futuristic, which is more later on in the series? So that's the two questions: what scale and what series? Basically, we want to know, and that's where we're working from at the moment. I'm trying to get a trip organised to go down to Ramsgate to see the Bell 222 they've got down there, which is in the livery of Airwolf. It's not like got the extra features and add-ons though, so we'll have to see how that goes. All fun. Uh, Thank you, Svi. That's appreciated, mate. That's not good, Martin Williams. Well, my dad's got dementia now, but he's in the very late stages of Parkinson's now as well. It does take away. I mean, it's draining. It takes it away as well, especially when you've got to go in. Sorry, I'm bringing this down now, but when you go in and you don't know whether he's going to know who you are anymore. So sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. Um, but on other things, this is a Thursday night stream. We're talking about how I keep track of how I keep care, how I take care of things. Look. How long's the build been going? Well, I hadn't done it for about 6 months, Alex, and the reason being is because there's a lot of stages which people haven't been getting. So what been doing is just building them up and up and up, and I think I've got up to issue 27 now. Now I think there's 31 issues, so 4 more issues I've got left, and I've got the full set of the Enterprise. But I figured if I don't build it, then if I am missing some and they eventually come, I can just continue on. So hopefully you'll see that a lot more. Millennium Falcon, I've got them all. I've got all the Millennium Falcons. I just haven't done it. So it's the way of the Apache at the moment. I haven't done that yet either. Uh, Evening from sunny Florida. Oh, you know what? At the moment, it's -1 here tonight. I've had to bleed the radiators. It's so cold. It was so cold up here, but they're lovely and toasty now. Hence why I got the fan on. But you folks in Australia, you got your summer coming. God, it must be like basking in tropical temperatures there. Did you do the pickup maneuver? No. Did you hear Stargate is coming back? Not a reboot either, and some of the original creators involved. I'd be over the moon if I'd actually seen it. I haven't seen Stargate. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I got a picture on the screen. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. You were just. How did I put that on there? Did I click the? You know what happened? I clicked Ian's picture and then turned it off. I'm sorry. Thank you. She's having to page me because she can't get up here. Would the Phantom Enterprise sit on one of your L-Cars display stands? No, no. I can answer that for Keith. It need to be lead. It would need to be a lead stand for it to fit on. You heard about the Stargate thing? Yeah, I really need to watch Stargate. I haven't seen it. And saying that, I've just watched a James Spader film, so perhaps that's a thing to do. Would you buy optical printer for your retro room? An optical printer. What's an optical printer? I don't know what that is, Jacob. It's good to be back in the live stream. Was in Disneyland with a family last week. Oh, I bet that was great. Hi Ed, I've just made you famous. You've been on stream. You had two records of kids' songs and nursery rhymes. I can't believe I've still got them. And what makes them like more impactful is I still remember the songs. Before I even played it, I was singing along to them. So it goes to show that when you're a kid, like between the ages, I'm guessing 5 to 12, you are a sponge. You retain information, something chronic. I remember stuff from that when I was that age, like yesterday. What I did this morning, yeah, not so much. Can't remember a thing. I was telling, who was I saying before the stream? To Matthias. I was telling the stream that obviously I put Bad Taste as that film, but for a second I couldn't remember what film I put on there. And I'd only created it like an hour and a half ago. You started the Dalek kit. It took 3 days to do 44 issues. Oh my God. Is that what we're up to at the moment? I'm thinking we're expecting a delivery soon of that, hopefully. I just got a delivery of the Iron Spider. I've got the next Fast and Furious Toyota Supra with the missing part. I've got on the way the last International Space Station, so I'll be able to put that together. Is that it? I think that might be it. I think that might be it. Wow, 49, not today. Humpty, Little Ted, it wasn't a handball, it was Handle. Handle. I'm sure her name was Handle. Don't tell me it was Handball. Handle, play school, as in door handle. Yeah, her name was Handle. I'm sure it was. Please don't say it was Handball. Handle, play school, TV. Uh, you're worrying me now. I don't know if it was. I thought it was Handle. Can someone confirm that? You're worrying me now. TV Teddies. It doesn't say. Do you remember? I'm sure it was Handle. Mrs. Welder Wayne, please help me here. I think it was. Jemima, yeah, definitely. You'd love to see a build up of Voyager. I don't know, Voyager. I still think a build up of the original series Enterprise would be cool. Perhaps even a refit. Can you imagine that? A refit? So, the amount of time, the 2 years that you'd spend doing a part work is pretty much the same amount of time as you'd do on a Polar Lights 1350. Oh, bless. I need to get somewhere. I knew that when I put in that Enterprise D up today, people are going to say, so when are you getting back on the refit? I'm so slow at doing things. I'm like a squirrel, though. I get something in my head and I'm like, I want to do that now. So I have bursts of doing different things. Perhaps it's like the ADHD in me or something. Lou, have you got your card yet? I posted it about a week and a bit ago, something like that. You're not gonna miss it. It's big. It's a big card. Big. Um, the printed L cards will work if you build a strong box around it. Yeah, it needs to be lead. Pinky and Perky, that was after my era, Comedy King. Pinky and Perky. Did your batteries die in the flux capacitor? What, the one behind me? No, I just haven't turned it on. Shouldn't be anyway. Hang on. Yeah, it's on. It's fluxing. It's doing whatever a flux capacitor does. You had a little Fisher Price car that I loved when I was little and lost it. I was gutted. Fast forward 45 years and I found it in my mum's and dad's garage when fixing a fence. Still looks perfect. It's crazy, isn't it? Just getting something like that you remind you of your youth. Now, if my aunties could go about finding all my Star Wars figures, I'd be really happy. Can you imagine that? She's like, "Oh, I got a box of toys here, you know," and it's like, "Oh my!" I had the B wing, I had the snow speeder, I had an AT-AT, I had the Falcon, I had loads. I had every figure. I had Power of the Force figures as well. I had Yak Face. I had blooming Han Solo in Carbonite, Anakin Skywalker. They're all the Power of the Force. I don't know what happened to them. I reckon there's a Star Wars. No, what do they call them in South Park? They're still the underpants gnomes, the underpants gnomes. There's Star Wars gnomes out there. That's what it is. They take your Star Wars figures without you knowing. You like that, didn't you, Ian? Oh, AI, the bane of our life. Uh, so you changed your email. You're Andy Nash. Hi, Andy. That's okay. That's no problems. I don't understand what this is with the YouTube and using this funny names with numbers and all of that. I am getting used to just identifying like the start of a name to who people are, though. For example, Ace Acington, I know who you are because you're on the YouTube members list there. You want it 1-1 scale. Can you imagine that? Obviously, we can put everything we want in Airwolf, but obviously price will become an issue. So but the way Agora said it is stick everything in, and then we'll work on taking it out afterwards because it's better to see what we can get away with first, sort of thing. So yeah, all fun. Should I put up the season's interior topic of Airwolf website? I didn't want to overwhelm people. Yeah, I think that's the first thing actually, Todd, that James said he wanted. I think he said he wanted to know what series we're actually going to base it on. I think that's the first bit of information we're looking for. And then we're worrying about specs and scale and all that afterwards. So that might be the first thing we want to go for. Because, I mean, we had this conversation last night on the member stream that even though we know the exact colours of Airwolf and how it was painted and the DuPont, is it the DuPont Toyota paints or something like that? I guarantee that those paints aren't going to translate onto a miniature model, especially the pearl paints. So it's probably going to have to be a different colour that looks like it. You can't use the same colour because it's not going to look right. It will look really weird. Um, how many overlays? Yeah, we've got a few. Shall I take one off now? We got diorama picture on the screen. Yeah, I got there. I got there in the end. I'm like British Rail. We get there in the end. Thursday car crash. Yeah, Mrs. Welterwayne's got it. Yeah, and I'm on the ale. You got to give me credit. Hence why I make this little emoji for the members. This is why I've got the light on thing, because if I can put a red light in my workshop for like the moderators or something to just like warn me when things like that happen, then it goes to show that I'm so focused on the camera and your messages, I completely ignore the screen here. I don't want to look at myself. Thank you, Scott. It's one of those weeks, who said that? I remember watching a YouTube video about Tom Hanks saying this too will pass. So you're having things are going wrong and everyone's getting ill and it's just a real stressful time. This will pass and you'll come to better times. But unfortunately, the inverse is true too. So if you're having a good time, it's gonna pass and you're gonna start having bad times. So it's just a case of riding it out. And this is just one of those weeks, I guess. One of those weeks. So there you go. So Mrs. Rhoda Wayne's home next week. It's going to drive me crazy. Not really. You got your U96 back together. The props are a bit of a pain. The blades won't stay on. Everyone's ahead of me in that. The old U-boat. I am enjoying it though. But I am eager now to get that space station finished because I want that up there. It's too big for the workshop. Yeah, I've got a diorama image on the screen. Wayne's a bit wooden tonight. Yeah, bit wooden. You could have an interchangeable interior Airwolf, but definitely not season 4. Yeah, I think season 4 is out of the thing. The other thing is you got to remember is that we can have all the things under the sun. This is why I can understand how the Esprit's been built. But you got to remember that you're going to have people building this that might not have built models before. So do you want to pitch it at someone who's advanced modeler, a beginner modeler, or somewhere in between? And for that case, do you really want to have things that you can take out like a doll's house and leave lying around? And, because don't get me wrong, the Apache is an amazing model, the helicopter, but having all of those doll's house bits, and that's what I call them, it's overwhelming. I found it really overwhelming, which is why I've left it to the end. Hello, Hector. How's Chicago? Uh, they look fake trees. I think they are. He'll realise soon that everyone's going on about pick off. Yeah, it's not that. I get. This is why I need a producer. Todd was talking about this, producing the stream to click things on and off. You'll notice I start to wear an earpiece, and it'll be like, it's all going wrong. Ah, we must be feeling shy tonight. I was. So the doctor said everything looks good. I asked him if I was boy or girl. He told me that the part was a boy. Oh, bless you. Um, you wanted to put the Millennium Falcon, but no idea where I put it. I remember the size of your one; it was huge. Well, I have Paul Riders now in the workshop, so I'm still building one. But obviously, when we lost Paul last year, um, he gave it to me, so it's in the workshop, pride of place now. I love that Falcon. I am enjoying building it again though, because all the faults that I made with the first, and it was the very first build on the channel. Remember, I try not to make those faults now. I make whole new faults. You're dreading Sunday. Well, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy that the Dolphins beat the Bills. I'm happy that the Rams beat the Seahawks. We're having a good time of it. I'm having a good time of it. I bet Sprue vs. Phil isn't having a good time of it because his beloved Chargers lost last week. So, oh bless. Um, Stargate series, not the movie. Ah, right, okay. I haven't watched any of the series as well. I need to watch the series because, big fan of Firefly. I used to like Jewel State, and I understand she was in one of the Stargate series, but I don't know which one. I haven't got a clue. You're looking at getting a new 3D printer for the workshop. Any recommends? I know you have a kiddie. How is that? Or a chitty? Chitty? I like the chitty. I've got the Q1. They obviously bring out the Kitty Pro, the Max 4 now, I think. That's really expensive. That's like $699. The Q1's about $399 for a filament printer. So if you want to do large scale prints, probably best the filament printer. If you want a resin printer, I'm always going to go with a Saturn 4 Ultra. It's an amazing, amazing printer. I keep ordering resin on like the Amazon subscribe and save section, but I haven't been printing anything. So I've got like 4 bottles of resin down here at the moment. I haven't been printing anything. Old optical printers with multifunctional
David
devices for
Westbury super chatted $26.29.
God, I'll get to that in a second. I've never heard of them. You know what? I'm more interested in, Jacob. Things like dot matrix printers. A dot matrix printer would be pretty cool. I'm after a dot matrix printer and a BBC Micro Model B, preferably. That's the next things I want in the in here somewhere. I was going to put the Batmobile up here, but as you can see, there's no room, so the Batmobile is going to stay downstairs. I did manage to get RoboCop up here, as you can see. But we have got a Christmas quiz. Obviously, I linked that in my social media just so you know, and I've started doing the questions for that. The Christmas quiz is going to be different this year to every other year. It's going to be 50 questions, but we're going to be having 10 questions from each decade. It's going to be called decades. So we're going to start with the 60s, go to the 70s, 80s, 90s, and then 2000s. So 10 questions from each, and they're going to be a mixture of pictures, general knowledge, sounds, that sort of thing. So I've already done the first question. So that's got to be the 18th from 7 o'clock, which is the last Thursday before Christmas. So looking forward to that. And hopefully Mrs. Rollaway, I'm really hoping she'll be better by then. We'll have to see how that goes. What was the most boring build you did, Wayne? Wow. The most boring build. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I've had challenging builds. I don't think they've all been boring. I don't think I've had any boring builds. If I'm being honest with you, I find everything challenging. There are builds where I've bought, like the F40, the Ferrari, where I've looked at it and thought, I don't want to do this. But it wasn't because I was bored. It's because I was like, I'm a bit overwhelmed again. This is going to take me forever. I understand there's a new Mustang coming out. God, how many Mustangs we've done now? I think Hachette bringing a Mustang out. I saw the Nexus. Kevin the Nexus was posting a lot of new things coming. I'm sure he'll talk about that on the stream that they run on a Sunday with Mark's Mods. But there's a few things coming out. The One Piece ship as well. If anyone watches the anime One Piece. A town called Eureka was good. No, never seen that. Four Candles. Don't get Mrs. World Wayne started on that. Eureka was great. I remember Eureka though. You were 65 the other day. Don't time fly. Gaz, you're never in a million years 65. Never in a million years are you 65, Gaz. If I had to, I'd say you were like late 40s. I would have said you're in your 40s. 65, oh my God. John Wick 5's coming? I didn't know he was going to be doing anything on John Wick 5. That's crazy. Did you like the thumbnail, by the way? The thumbnail was of something that David Westbury got me. And it was of the ATAT, and it's a calendar, so I could keep changing the date. So now I'm reminded of the date. I noticed that you super chatted, Dave, so I will catch that in a second. But that's now sitting on my desktop to remind me of what's going on. Might have been Hannibal in Play School. It wasn't. It was Handel. I'm sure it was. What was the doll called in Play School? You had Jemima. Hamble. We were both wrong. It's Hamble. Hamble. I'm sure it's. I always thought it was Handel. Hamble. It was Hamble. Well done, Keith. Why do I keep thinking it was Handel? It's probably because I couldn't pronounce Hamble. Handel was the doll. Look, no one knows. It's one of these. What do they call them when you think of something, but it's not right. It was completely wrong. It's got. I don't know. Handle. It was Hamble. You were right, Keith. Wow, that's some cosmic right there. That's some general knowledge that you need on the Christmas quiz. How's the Eagle 5 coming? It's pretty cool. It's the doll's house part of it now, Lou. I'm all ready to piece the thing together, but I can't do it until I've done all the little bits inside. So I'm painting tables and chairs and switches and pinball machines and all of that. Once I get it in there, I am fixing it in there. So I'm not going to be able to have it moving around. I want to be able to turn the thing upside down without everything falling out. But it's looking pretty cool. Did you see Agora Models has posted the Orca lit up? Oh my God, it looks good. All the lights on the Orca working. It looks amazing. Can't wait to get that. It's coming next month. Can you believe that? Pack 1. I'm hoping that I might have it before, perhaps before or that limbo period between Christmas and New Year. We'll have to see. If it comes then, it's no good for me because I'm not here. I'm in Scotland. Maybe it got seized by the TSA. No, it's a card, and I posted it normal post, so it's gonna come snail mail. I'm hoping you get it before Christmas. And as I said, I think you'll like it, Lou. I think you'll like it. There's a reason I made the card big because I think you'll like it. You'll keep mentioning the Lunar Lander would be great, Bill. Do you need to get down to Canterbury and check it out? That's in the Agora Models office. Hamble was a little doll and one of the original 5 toys, but dropped from the show during the 80s to be replaced by Poppy. Never had a Poppy. Who the hell's Poppy? Big Ted, Little Ted, Hamble. Now we know the name, and Jemima. That's the only. Bugger doing the pure cube, all those pipes. Yeah. Hamble. Look, everyone knows the name. Why do I think it was Handel? Who'd like a ball cube as a kit? Yeah, definitely. A Ferrari Testarossa. I believe, is it Poca or Ixo? Someone's already done a Testarossa. Look, everyone's found the found the reference now, the Wikipedia reference. Stream, look, even Stream Elements now. Right, so Deep Spacecraft tried to turn the light. Right, okay. I don't know why that's not triggering. I'm gonna have to. What I'll have to do. God, how am I going to do this? Because it will only let you do it on a live YouTube stream. I can't do an unlisted YouTube stream. So perhaps I'm just running a stream once and fiddling around with it during the day. I don't know. I'll figure something out. When you take your models out to shows, how do you pack them safely for traveling? Most of the time, I try and use storage boxes, John Mortimer. The other time that because I've only done one model show, and that was in Sutton on Sea, I just wedged it between things and drove really, really carefully. So I managed to get the Orca there in one piece. No worry at all about the Infinity Gauntlet. It's so heavy, it's like having a body in the car. And all the little, smaller models I had in a storage box, just packed up with foam and stuff around the outside. Oh, or Route Master flight case. Is that what you just said? I just had a message on my watch. Hi, Goat Meat 52. I love the name. Watching your vids like every day since I decided to order a fan home build. Well, that's good. I try and be really regular. I think that's important for YouTube. So I try and get a video out Monday to Friday and have the weekend off. Normally, Lou will tell you, normally if I haven't got a video out by midday, something's gone severely wrong. If I haven't got a video out on a day, then something's wrong in the house. Either someone's ill or I'm not here or something's happened or because normally I'll pre-warn people if there's not going to be a video out. I'm kind of religious for that. So you kind of know that you're going to get a video out in the morning. You built your R2 when you did your first one. The thing is, I've still not powered it up, never got the batteries. Oh my God, Andy. The batteries in my original one, which that one there is my original one. I know I built the second one, and I think Ian had the second one. The battery's still working that, no problems at all. So those 18650 batteries was probably a good choice. You need a bat phone that we can call. Beep, beep. Well, that's the idea. If I can get one thing to work, then it doesn't have to be a light that's turned on. It can be like an emergency phone or something. I don't know. But the concept's there. I just need it to trigger it without having to press a button. It's a back end thing. It's I'll figure it out. You finished your Batmobile today too. All went good. Found it a bit annoying that we had to remove the exhaust in issue to it. Yeah, I know we had to. That was a pain. But I really didn't have a problem. You'll see that I'm mucking around with it and it just slips in. It slips in. I didn't need lube or anything. It just slipped straight in. This isn't a not forget not forget stream. Hi Kevin, how's it going? Wow, it was nice to see you getting back to the Fan Home Enterprise D. I thought that might make people sit down and think, what the hell? Thought he'd finished that. I thought I thought he put that in the fire. I've still got it, and I've still got one that I've still got my nephew's one here that I'm building on the members channel. The problem with the members one is that I'm having to resin every single window, and it's taking forever. Someone told me about a most boring model. Putting resin in those windows is a living nightmare. It's almost as boring as having to put Aztec dummy masks in that space station, both sides. Oh, oh, that took its time. And then once you painted them, you got to take them out. It's not on at the moment. It's like but you know what? The effect is amazing. Lou, you'd be happy to know that I was in Telford showing someone that space station. I told him about the Aztec dummy masks. I told him where they can get the Aztec dummy mask because Keith had a load on his stall. The guy was absolutely amazed. He says, he was giving me these ideas of what he wants to do with this kit, this 2001 space station kit. He says, yeah, I want to light it up and then I want it so it's on a spindle so I can turn it. So I was explaining what I did and showed him the video. He's like, oh my God. And then I showed him I think it was your one. And there was one other one I showed as well. And he was like, oh, no idea who he was. So if you are, because I gave him my card and said subscribe to the channel. So if you're watching, hello. Did the first SAS Jeep pack. Very impressive so far. Looking forward, but I'm weathering it as I build. Then we need a couple of SAS crew members. Well, I am going to weather my one up. Agora knows I'm going to weather it up, Wayne, but I'm going to wait till I've done the whole thing. I want to keep the colour, but the colour's too dark. It's too yellow. But the weathering for dust needs to be a lot more beige and bright. So I'm hoping when I put that weathering on, it's going to balance those colours out a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. It's 80 degrees here. Oh. Well, look, we're -1. Alexa, what's -1 Celsius in Fahrenheit? So it's 30.2 degrees Fahrenheit here at the moment. Alexa, stop. Yeah, 30.2 degrees. Take care, Trevor. See you later, mate. Hope you're feeling better. You fancy doing a book nook? They look pretty cool. Some of the ones they got out at the moment, especially the ones with the mirrors in the back, they give that like forever corridor sort of feeling. 2 degrees in Spalding. Why are we colder here then? We got my fountain's iced up, Ed, so it must be below zero. Jaw was in Atlantis. Ah, right, okay, okay. You know what? I can't believe I missed. I missed seeing Elizabeth Shue last weekend. She was in Liverpool Comic Con. Elizabeth Shue was on my shore. Shoe Shore. She was on my shore. David Westbury. Thank you so much, David. That is appreciated. And obviously, thank you so much for that ATAT calendar, which now I only have to glance over to see exactly what the date is. It's like my advent calendar for Christmas. I haven't got an advent calendar for Christmas, just so you know. The dogs have got an advent calendar. Go figure. Pretty crazy. It's been about 10 months since you used the last resin printer. Well, I was getting. I... Oh, hang on a second. Yeah. If I know I'm not going to use it for some time, I normally take the resin out. I haven't taken the resin out. I don't know if that's going to be an issue. I don't know. Lou, do you take your resin out? I know Murray's telling me that he never takes it out and he just adds new resin to it. I don't know. Is it going to cause an issue if I don't take the resin out? Hmm. Are you kidding? She was a mechanic. You think the Esprit was a missed opportunity? I was expecting motorized rudders with all the extra space without the wheels. Also, motorized headlights would have been nice. Yeah, I think it's what you got to think about cost at the end of the day. Everything you want there is an additional cost. Now, Agora models pride themselves on having packs which go over 12 months. So you've got to pack it in that 12-month sort of window. How much can you get for that? Each pack is a set price, which is like, some packs are like £99. So you're looking at £1,200 for a model. So you do have to make decisions. I'm guessing the word is. You still got your BBC Micro, and I still have the original box. No way, Steve Edmonds. Oh my God, you do realise that there's one in the Science Museum in London. They haven't got the original box. They were lucky to get hold of it, but there is one in the Science Museum. Hiya, Adam. I didn't see you in the Grand Rapids. Were you there? You didn't see me in the Grand Rapids. I don't remember. I haven't been anywhere. I don't. I can't, Adam. I can't even tell you where the Grand Rapids are. Where's the Grand Rapids? It sounds like a place I want to visit. I don't know where that is. I'm guessing that sounds American. So is it in America somewhere? Rapids sounds Colorado-ish. I don't know. I don't know. Would love the mini subs from the Abyss. Especially this as a kid. Excellent Adam Savage video on the sub props. The 4K is stunning. You might want to see what Randy Cooper's been doing then. He's advertising some on his channel. He's been doing the flatbed from the Abyss. Maybe Wayne will have you on live for a man joke. We need to do more lives. I think after Christmas, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do more lives and invite people on because obviously, I want to invite Chris over to talk about the Bicester Model Show in March. But yeah, you had enough doing X wings, four wings, all the same. Yeah, and you can imagine what an all-terrain vehicle would be. The ATA, four legs, all the same. Yeah, Gaz, really, I really thought you was a lot younger. I thought you were younger than me, Gaz. Oh my God. uh The Millennium Falcon's a sore point for me. I started it the first time it came out, but had a stroke. No way. Oh, yeah, I remember you saying something about that when you came and visit here. You resigned to the recent build with Fan Home. They screwed me 5 months, so I ended it. Oh, God. Have you built the Y Wing? I've never built a Y Wing, no. The Mandela Effect. Thank you, Grim Willows. I knew there was a name for it. When you remember things wrong. I'm always remembering things wrong. Hiya, Malkster. How's it going? Hamble. Now I know it's Hamble. I won't forget that. But growing up, I thought it was Handle. Jemima, Big Ted, Little Ted, and Humpty. Damn straight. Wasn't Hamble in Silence of the Lambs? Hello, Clarice. The lamb still scream. Why is it, right? Why is it that in Disney, I've got to ask this because I've been wanting to ask this to voiceovers. Why is it always the English guy that's the baddie? Especially in Disney, it's always the guy with the English voice. It's the baddie. I don't know why that is. Do you Americans find us like really like spooky and creepy or something when we talk? It always seems to be the baddie's got the English voice. And I don't mean English as in the language. I mean, hello, Clarice. You think of any Disney film, it's always an English guy is the baddie. Look at Scar in The Lion King. Oh, bless. Use storage cots. You managed free 1.8 cars plus a diorama to Telford from Plymouth. Well, you see, yeah, I use 32-litre storage box. Some of those 1.8 cars won't fit in there. You're never going to get an Ecto 1 in there. I think Knight Rider might fit. I'm surprised if your Batmobile fit in one, though, because that's quite a long car, the old Batmobile. Um, Everyone's trying to play with the lights again. Who's your favourite Blue Peter presenter? Peter Duncan. Easy. Peter Duncan. Absolutely brilliant. John Noakes, Peter Duncan. Yeah, they're my favourites. I like Janet Ellis as well. I should like Anthea Turner, but that was kind of like out of my era. But if you Americans don't know Blue Peter, it was the show where Anthea Turner built Tracy Island in the 90s for Thunderbirds, and everyone went crazy over it. I don't even know if you guys have heard of Blue Peter over there. I don't know if it's still going. The Power Mod Guru should do a replacement for the R2 batteries. They should, but then it would be tethered, Lou. So it's going to need some sort of. You mean like to power it with some sort of lithium battery or something? No, because they are lithium batteries. You mean like power it with like I don't know D cells? Because that's what it will need, isn't it? It needs the ampage, so it'll have to be D cells. Light flickering tune to a pop chart song. Oh look, see, Ace Aceton, John Noakes. Love John Noakes. Like say pizza in Morse code. Look, I haven't even created those commands yet, but they're giving me ideas. Uh, you made it to 78 last weekend. Look, I'm going to do one for you, Andrew, as well. Look, check this out. Bang. Well done, 78. Do you think they're going making any more World War II aircraft? You'd love a Thunderbolt or Hellcat. I don't know. I don't know. You know what, Andrew? I have to say this, that when I was at Telford, the amount of planes that look very similar, and people are really losing it over the Messerschmitt at the Airfix. They've got a brand new Messerschmitt plane. Perhaps the Freudian slip there. I don't see what the big deal is. It's like there's already been one of these planes out. I don't get the whole military thing. And then Mrs. Welder Wayne said it's exactly the same for us and spaceships and starships. But I'd like to think there's a lot more variety in starships than seeing Mark 1 to Mark 26 of a Spitfire. I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. It's my pet hate. Because I don't know. I just haven't got an eye for it. I think that's what it is. I haven't got an eye for it. I can't see those subtle differences. But I can tell you the difference between a Millennium Falcon and an Enterprise. That's for sure. Your first TV program was Fingerbob. Don't think you'd get away with that now. No. Although you would have had Bagpuss, Ian. That was your era. And Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men. Flobber lobber lobber. Yeah, your Alexa went off too. Yeah, I'm setting everyone's Alexas off. It's when I tell it to order things for you, and then it adds it to your shopping list. And then next time you do an order, it just orders you something that you didn't want. Order a. This is what I should do. God, this is great. Let me try this. So what I do is, I turned that off. How do I turn that chat off there? So what I do is I put this up and say that you Americans have got Black Friday. Is it next week? Is it next week? It's next week. You got Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving next Thursday. So I don't know if a lot of you are going to be in here. You got Thanksgiving, and then you've got your Amazon Amazon Black Friday deals. Actually, everything's doing Black Fridays deals. So I put my links up there, and when you click that link, it's obviously an affiliate link. So it'll basically take you to my store. But then anything you buy from Amazon, I get a kickback from. So if I was to say now something like Alexa, order a jacuzzi, it's it'll like add it to your shopping list, and then like you'll have Alexa, stop. You'll have things delivered to your house. Yeah, be careful of that. Be careful of that. But that's how that works. You remember Hickory House with Humphrey Cushion? Don't remember that. You're down to £225 now. 1 second. Alexa, what's £225 in stone? 16 stone one. Wow. Wow. Before I started dieting, Ramon, I was 16.8. 16 stone 8. I don't know what it is in pounds. I don't work in pounds. Captain Kangaroo. Yeah. Hong Kong Fury. Yeah, they're never going to get away with that now, I don't think. Um, who was Finger Bob? Hello, Earl Wayne, dude, and everyone. Hello, Mr. Tamia. How's it going? You have a Wear It Advent calendar available from Mike Lane. Yes, Mike Lane has got Wear It Advent calendars. I haven't got any Advent calendar, but you know what? One of the Mike Lane Wear ones could come in handy, I'm guessing. You've got the old, the dogs have got sausage Advent calendars. Mrs. Rhoda Wayne wants a fabric Advent calendar. I don't get nothing. I don't get nothing. Uh, Bergdus has got the wearer calendar as well. Give the resin a stir and you'll be fine. I've got months. The resin, what I normally do, Lou, is I'll pour it back into the bottle, give it a good shake, and then pour it back in. I'm more worried, does the resin over time sort of like get that film, start wearing into it and stuff? I don't know. I don't know. I've put fresh FEP on there, so I should be okay. You remember the last conversation we had? I still haven't changed that screw. I need to do that, which you said that I should have a spare one in the box. Well, let's look, shall we? I've got. I happen to have the box here. Uh, wow. Stand by. I've never opened the box for. Wow, look, Keith. I've got a cosmic scale model patch here. um, no, I don't think I. Oh, I do. Look at that. Wow. I've got loads of screws. Right, okay. I need to replace a screw. I didn't realise they come with it. So I am going to keep my cosmic scale models patch on now. Wow, actually that looks good there, doesn't it? I'm gonna sew this to a shirt, Keith, and then I'll man your stall for you. You hardly ever take the resin out. It's performing well. Oh, that's good news. Um, you still have the resin. Give it a good stir and add some new resin. Stir again. Good to go. There you go. Longest you've left resin in the printer was a month. My printers gets used almost every day. Yeah, this has been in there for about 3 months now. The last thing I printed on here was the Velma I made. So it's been a while. The International Sparkworks Media was Spider Sprue in Germany. Oh my God. I'm glad you can order it online. Can you imagine phoning up and saying, Guten Abend, wie geht es dir? Kann ich habe, I don't know what pizza is. The advent calendar for dogs is one window going to, what was that? Because advent calendar, the advent calendar for dogs is one window going to have an alien in it. Yeah, that could be fun. The thing is, they can't have the advent calendar. You know what dogs are like? They'll open one door, then they'll open one calendar, and then every door will be open. Although, saying that, Mrs. Wilder Wayne's like that as well. She thinks it's acceptable, and I tell her how bad it is and how much bad luck to open more than one door on the day it is. But, yeah. Um, what about the Queen from Snow White? She was English, wasn't she? Because English guys have great accents and they can drive Jags. Just ask Tom Hiddleston, Mark Strong. The plane, the plane. Do you think the Dalek will have the same batches as R2D2? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised, I have to say. Amphitheater can come to mind and play with plenty of sticky about plastic. Oh wow, the stream's just suddenly gone into the gutter. Um, I remember Finger Bobs and the Tortoise singing slowly and steady. I don't remember that. Don't remember that at all. Uh, we all know what the man was growing at the bottom of the garden on Bill and Ben. Oh yeah, the Great Space Coaster and Land of the Lost. Never heard of the Great Space Coaster. Never heard of Land of the Lost until we had a guest from. It was the guest, wasn't it, from Land of the Lost that came to Wonderfest? So I watched a few episodes of that. So I'm learning, I'm learning. But I was brought up. It's not specifically US, it's Canadian, but I love the old Kids from Degrassi Street. I used to watch that all the time. Australian guy living in England watching Degrassi Street and then Degrassi Junior High. Go figure. And Huckleberry Finn and his friends. That's another Canadian German sort of crossover. That was pretty cool. Being proper retro tonight, yeah, I think we are talking about play score and looking at these blooming old. I mean, what year was this record? I can't even pick that one up. It's falling to bits in my hand. Let's have a look. So this was actually made in the USA in Newark, New Jersey, 07106. Don't know. Doesn't give a year that it was made. It might do on the record though. I'm guessing this must be 70 something, 74, early 70s, I reckon. No idea. My wife has an advent calendar, and every day she opens the door, and there's a miniature bottle of wine in there. Yeah, I think Wayne has more than one lost screw. Well, I've got loads now. I'm thinking that there might be a service in order on that printer. Uh, I don't know what everyone's going on about here. Hans Gruber. I mean, he was German. He was German. Is poised at the top of the tower, ready to start his journey down. Is that your advent calendar? Oh, bless. Oh no, I turned my bell off at 9 p.m. Euro time. Oh wow. So you probably got a pizza on your doorstop. That could be the first part where pizza that never got to the recipient. Uh, Record was made in the next town over from me. Really? Wow. Have you ever heard of these though? I've never even heard of them. Peter Pan Records. And I mean, there's loads of them on here. I mean, some of these nursery rhymes I've never even heard of. Obviously, this must be an American thing. Like you got Hits from Sesame Street, Volume 3. Obviously, I know that. Puff and Toot. No, Casper wasn't that big in this country until the film came out. You called it the Hokey Pokey. We called it the Hokey Cokey. Snoopy versus the Red Baron. Tubby the Tuber. Oh dear. Okay. Right. Okay. There is a problem with 70s records, and that is that some of them aren't socially acceptable anymore. And I'm not going to read out what it says, but there's a little brave something in here. And yeah, I can't even use that word on stream, unfortunately. Um, wow. Wow. That's an eye opener. Yeah, the 70s was a heck of an era. The Great Egg Race was another brilliant show. I've never heard of that. We had the adventure game. That was pretty cool. It would be in the gutter if I'm on the beer. Gotta have Susanna tape my fingers together so I can type innuendos. Here's one for you. The song Our White's Lemonade, it was sung by Ross McManus, who later became Elvis Costello. Really? It sounds like an Elvis Costello sort of song. I'm a secret lemonade drinker. Our White's Lemonade. See, I remember it. You once bought a whiskey calendar for a friend on a nice trip. For a friend on a trip once. Whiskey? Oh my God, you'd be plastered before you get to work. If you listen to Kit talking in German, he sounds like Hans Gruber. You're addicted to the hokey pokey, but I turned myself around. I bet you threw your whole self in though, Lou, and then you threw your whole self out, and then in again, and then out again. According to Wikipedia, Peter Pan's Records closed its door in 2006, so it was going for quite a while. But yeah, this was record number F1224. They'll never get away with nowadays, that's for sure. uh, see, someone remembers the adventure game. It wasn't just me. Remember Kickstart? Kickstart was crazy. Again, that's another thing that would never get away. So this is kids riding stunt motorcycles. So they had the gear on, but they had these things going up on ramps, high up, doing wheelies and bunny hops on these things. And these are kids. And the amount of falls that they had. But you know, back in that days, get up, broke your arm, strap it up, and you can start again. But you know what? You know what's scary about Kickstart, Adrian? I still remember the theme tune. Da, 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 da. See what I mean? I remember crap from when I was a kid. I remember last week. How does that work? Yeah, nah. Tell me about it. Yeah, I can't say that word. I would instantly get demonetized if I was to say that word. You had a gin adventure calendar once, got it half price as it was a mid-December. Enjoyed playing catch up. Oh, bless. Everyone likes Kickstart. Everyone knows what Kickstart. Perhaps they should bring it back. I didn't realize there's a thing for it. Anyway, we're at the end of the stream. I know we're at the end of the stream because look, I've actually finished my beer tonight. The other thing is that Todd said I should do an outro. So I haven't got those uncomfortable silences where I'm just sitting there doing my naked gun ending. And I didn't do it. I meant to do it, but I got sidetracked and did something else. So hopefully next week I might have an outro. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye and do my usual naked gun ending. So anyway, take care, everyone. I'll see you later.